When we were in Sierra Vista, I was supposed to write down a book. I wrote it down and read it on Facebook for free, It was called The Parable of Juan and Jesus, I am the light, I am the way. Right. About two cousins in Las Cruces that were of what they would consider migrant families. The one cousin was straight Mexican. The other one was half white and half Mexican. His dad was a immigrant that married a citizen. All that crazy bullshit. World citizens. You're a human being. Citizen requires you have a card to justify your existence for extortion and exploitation. Okay? Institutionalization, indoctrination, and incarceration, right? I watched a little kiddo with on Jennifer Hudson with Asia Wilson. He was cute. He's funny, right? Well, you spend a lot of time with your mom, and when you have time together, you're watching things that you find fun, you like to do. They like basketball. Mom used to play basketball, right? She works in the institutionalization and indoctrination department, right? And she sits there and tries to teach her young man how to properly do that because she doesn't want him to be incarcerated, right? But you're going to be incarcerated by the institutionalization and the indoctrination, okay? And so when I wrote that book, my sister Linda read it, and she said, "Earl, we can't all be farmers." And I said, "Linda, that's not so. We all can't be CEOs." Okay? That's the whole point of the book. Okay? The script is flipped. The one who's most like Jesus, his name is Juan. And the one who's most like, supposed to be most like John is Jesus. The one who doesn't get the focal point. But they're both similar. And Juan's trying to get, it really works out the same way, because it is Juan who tells Jesus, hey, you're the one they're going to turn into a god. But you were teaching the Gospels before I came here. You were standing up to the Roman Empire and telling them that their leader is not a god, that we believe in the real essence of creation, the real essence of being, and that human beings cannot replace the essence of creation and the essence of being with their ego. You were doing it before I came back. Yeah, I was the one who fulfilled soft prophecy and they chased me. But John, you've been doing it right because we can't do it wrong before I ever came back home. He goes, yeah, because, I'm black and you're white. You really think the Romans are going to make a black guy their god? Oh, shit. Don't tell me this. Right? And they killed John. And Jesus told me that in prayer, and I did ask my dad about that too. He rose the dead, and Lazarus was his best friend. So if he could raise the dead, don't you think the one person, he said that, John, he goes, don't you think the one person I would have made whole and healed and had live again would be John? Don't you think that's the one guy in all of Judea that I would raise from the dead to prove my divinity? Why didn't? Because John was in heaven at the right seat of the Lord. Then why was Lazarus such a good friend that he left Lazarus in hell on earth and in purgatory and let John be taken to heaven by Herod cutting his head off? Okay. What you guys think you believe in and you make up for money makes absolutely no sense, right? It's absolute insanity, right? We all can't be CEOs, but we can all have a garden. Inagata Davida. Don't you know that? So both women, all three women, okay, have been institutionalized and indoctrinated, okay? But their incarceration is acceptable to them, okay? I'm excited to be a role model for acceptable incarceration, all right? I was best basketball player in my generation in the world. I quit playing because they cheat to win. They will try to hurt you to win. And the coaches used to abuse me because I would not do things on the court that could hurt other people because of my superior athletic ability. Okay? I could run out in front of you, head into the basket faster than you could lay 6 and have you fouled out in 5 minutes if I wanted to, and it was a legal play, but you might possibly tear your meniscus or whatever, because you'd be pissed. You'd be running to, God damn, he's in position. He's there. He's got both feet planted. I'm going to foul your ass out of the game. Either that or you're just going to have to take jump shots and be comfortable taking jump shots all night long. Because anytime you try to attack the basket, I'm going to foul you out. Okay. All right. That's what Treviso and Oliver wanted me to do. And because I wasn't willing to do it, they said I was a pussy, that I couldn't take the contact, that I couldn't take the hit. That I was just being a chicken and trying to cover it up in moral values, right? And I'm quite certain now, no, hell no, okay? You want to see this? You want to see that? See that? Okay? That's what killed Bob Marley, right? My body's recovering. I went out in the sun and it cleared up a better. I'll get out in the sun more. I live in New Mexico and do everything they tell me not to do, okay? And it clears up, and then I should have soaked tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just go out in the sun and I'll soak tomorrow in my salt bath, and it helps it even more, okay? It wreaks havoc on my prostate. I'm not going to show you my prostate. Okay, I've shown you my gut, where my liver swelled up like a football because of my allergic reaction to my vaccine from COVID that I felt I had to get because the old Biden administration was making it seem like we wouldn't be able to go to stores if we didn't have proper documentation for our vaccinations, okay, like in school. So I got it, and I said to them, if you think it might have allergic reaction to me, you could always give me a placebo. I didn't get no fucking placebo. I get what all of you got. They didn't take that into consideration. Yeah, it was like, what if he shot you in the face? That's a chance we were willing to take. How Federal Bureau of Investigation of your CIA. Assholes, right? They're heroes. They're the real Tom Cruise. Jump out of that airplane, asshole. And kids meet celebrities. One of the best things about being the Messiah is when you meet the kids, and they, especially the kids in Sonora, my papa es Jesus, I said, no, me llamo Rafael. Okay. Me llamo Rafael. I tell them, no, my name is Ralph. I'm not Jesus. Okay. Mom and dad named me Ralph. And they would say that all the time when they come to the store from Mexico. It's him, right? And it was neat because these little kids were sitting there going, this guy is going to make it to where we have a house without a mortgage. We have indoor plumbing, okay? Our sisters, our cousins, if they come up and try to migrate to Arizona or New Mexico, don't have to get legally raped by institutionalized, you see what I'm saying? They're excited, right? This is the guy, he fulfilled prophecy. He's the guy from the Bible. You'll never see me on The Golden Bachelor. I turned on the TV to see if the basketball was on, but it's on The Golden Bachelor where we are. Yeah. I like basketball. I'm like Benicio del Toro's character, from Traffic. I like basketball. I like baseball, but my thing is basketball. Well, it was supposed to be a non-contact sport, and we were supposed to hurt each other or be hurt by others. So I thought, okay, I'll play basketball. I don't have to hurt nobody. No, I said, no, those assholes, they're assholes. Trust me, they know they're assholes. Past, present, future operate at the same time. Life is eternal. Grace is infinite. I am perfect like Job and Jonah. Trust me. Herod knows he's an asshole. Caesar knows he's an asshole. Pharaoh knows he's an asshole. Why do you think they always use propaganda to cover up their bullshit and try to murder people like me off the planet? Because I end all their capacity to be the baddest asshole that anybody ever did see. Okay? Because when superficiality gives people a better quality of life through competition, assholes are gods. Okay? I just got to help out Asia Wilson. I think she's cute. She's cute. They're real cute when they're little. They ask Jesus questions. I know her. I know who she is. Like Max and Jordan Benegas. Hey, Jordan, I know him. Right? I would always do that to him on Facebook. He'd crack up. Jordan, I know him. Because, Maximum. It's Max. I know him. And, yeah, I love people, and if I know who you are, if you can read a book, it's called the Bible, and you've ever read the book Revelation, okay? There's a man born who fulfills prophecy. They call him Lord. His father's name is Raphael, Ralph, and his mother's name is Mary, okay? And if I know who you are, and you pray to Jesus, okay? The Rockefeller Foundation, like my lights outside, I get this thing to do the multicolored things because every time I change, it's always changing it purple, right? Now, if I was like one of y'all, I would say, I swear it's the ghost of Prince Rogers Nelson trying to tell me something. And me, I'm a pragmatist. No, it's a fucking asshole at NASA that's laughing, thinking that I actually believe that shit. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. Remember they told me Barack Obama was a pragmatist? I don't think so. I don't think so. That little guy is very cute, though. He liked the attention? Yeah, people like attention. Especially when it's, Tupac. All eyes on me, right? I'm pretty sure Asia had a crush on Tupac. Everybody had a crush on Tupac. Hell, no, I don't have a crush on Tupac. Crush on Janet Jackson. Yes, I still have a crush on Janet Jackson, but I didn't have a crush on Tupac. But I would see why girls would crush on Tupac. Not stupid. It's like, he's charming, he's attractive, he's charismatic. As a guy, you just want to have, if I can be a little bit more Tupac, I'm going to give me some, I want to know what good love feels like, good love. I want a love that's going to stand the test of time, right? Guys, that don't bother me, man. Elijah, Jeremiah, Lot, as the Arabs would say, how many guys in the Gospels marry women that cheat on them? Adam with Lilith, Nida mia no quiero saber, right? And she's the one tempted Adam with an apple. Let's worship ourselves. Let's build monuments to our goddessness, my womb and my vagina, so you can be in the sky and be great biggest dickus. Anyone else think it's funny about my friend's name, Biggest Dickus? That's my son. He couldn't help it. It was just genetics. He had a lot to draw from. My grandmother Kramer, the Jewish side. Okay. Her uncles Clifford and all those men were over at least 6'5" to 6'6" and taller, and looked a lot like Amy's big crush, Howard Stern. Okay. All my uncles look like Howard Stern. Okay. Big, tall, skinny, big hands, right? Okay. And then on Steffi's side, you'd have some in there too. So he had a lot to draw from. On my genetics, I had a Philip Sheridan Murphy was 5'6". Granny Goose was 5'2". Frank was probably about 5'9". And Mildred had the Kramer with the thing. So I had one from the four to say, hey, I'm going to be taller than Dennis Johnson and have hands like Dr. J right now. I had one. Okay. So I had the other three. Okay. So, and I got one. I still got this nose. I'm just kidding around, but I didn't get the hands. Or the penis there. Okay. I'm just kidding around. But you draw from the womb what you think you'll need to be the person that you need to be. And you ever seen those pictures on the wall? You go look at pictures. You go look at that video of me in Sierra Vista, Arizona, in that bathroom with the military saying, I have no discipline. You'll kill people for money and I won't. And I have no discipline. Go look at that guy. Go look at the guy holding crummy cake. Crummy cake, I love you. Crummy cake, I need you. Those are the sweetest words I ever... I turned it to crummy cake. I do that for all kinds of songs. I make the goofiest songs in the history of the world. Val did it. It was my sister. I'm blaming it all on Val, and I'm sticking to it. I'm just kidding around. She was a dork. She used to do that a lot. Nah, my friends used to do that shit in high school all the time. Yeah, they were goofs. Oh, yeah. Walk like an Egyptian. cut off my hand. That was dumb. Hoping you'll see what your mom did to me. Cut off my arms. I'm like, with no arms. I'm like, guys, that one's stupid. It's not even funny. It's so stupid. Yeah. Okay, guys. I love you. We'll talk later. Okay. If you're a good person, hang in there. If you're an asshole, jump. Have faith and jump.